What's up, everybody? Welcome to Clicken Bricken. I'm your host, Clicken Cliff, and with my two other co-hosts, the long-haired freaky boy that was looking with a crooked smile, Thebrickablecow, and then of course we got the gorgeous Miss Heather. How you doing?
Thank you, Cliffy. I'm doing great. I had a great day. How about y'all?
So far, and you guys, you've probably seen who's on the panel with us. We got Mayo Hosko. He's our special guest.
Oh,
We did make him be on camera because he's a swell guy. We give him
Did you mess
props.
that up?
I did because
Yeah, I'm over.
It's hard. It's hard.
I'm over here.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's hard
Mayo.
thinking.
yeah.
Hey, it's all good. Dude, we're happy that he's here. Yes,
He
are we
always
interviewing
offers-
Mayo today?
Who's
Mayo.
Mayo?
Mayo.
All right. We got Panda. We got Zazu. We got Mr. Dude Jude. We got Bestie Sethy.
Moo.
Ooh. Oh, we got the Brickable Cow in there.
Oh, who's that guy?
Who's that guy? Bestie Dina. How you doing?
Who's Miss Dina?
Nah.
What's up, Johnny?
Moo.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good night. We are interviewing Mr. Mayo Hosko. He's been around for years.
12 years.
12 years. Hey, Grumpy J.
Moo.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, buddy. We do have one segment that we are going to do before we get into Mayo. Before we put Mayo in the hot seat.
Yeah.
We got Cal's joke, so we got to get to that first. So we'll play that music. Here we go.
Moo. Okay. Tonight's joke is brought to you by Laffy Taffy. And let me just start off by saying, Mayo, I know you want me to interview on your show, but this counts as my interview. Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
That's not fair.
We'll talk. Anyways, it says, okay, I came up with these jokes myself, but anyways, they're on this paper.
No, you mean you ate the candy yourself?
Exactly. Something along the way, I did something along the way myself. Yeah, just be proud of me.
I'm proud of you.
So, anyways, what sport? Shit, we went there. Dang it! What right at the bat? I failed. What sport can also research? What sport can also research?
I don't know.
Nothing? No guesses? Nothing out there?
Baseball.
Baseball. Research. I don't know. See, this is kind of tough. See, maybe even I wouldn't come up with that. Maybe I wouldn't come with an answer. It's surfing. Surfing, get it? Because you're surfing the web, research.
Okay.
It's a bad joke.
Bad joke. It's okay.
All right. Laffy Taffy.
What color screams hello?
Yellow.
Yellow.
God damn it. Oh, okay, good. All right.
Rock on.
That's
Lego. Lego
Good
helps too.
Lego, I like that.
We got Brett Bills in the chat. What's up?
Ooh.
Hey,
Cal-
Brett.
All right. Well, of course, like I said, we are interviewing the man, the myth, the legend, Mayo Hosko. Real good dude. I think he hung out with me back when I first started on Lego. Matter of fact, my first live stream, Mayo was there to help me get through that. I think he was the only one in my chat.
Yeah, I helped get Cliff started. I helped a lot of people get started.
Yeah, Mayo was pretty good about it. But
Generous guy you are, Mayo.
Mayo means well. He has a good heart, guys. He's a good guy. I know we give him a lot of grief. We kid around with him, but I hope he knows that we're just joking with him.
Boy takes it. He's strong. He's still here. Legit.
Because for those who don't know, Cal and I are sparring partners.
You spar, huh?
Go back and forth with the teasing. That's what he means.
Yeah, I know.
It's all propaganda. It's all for show, you know. Yeah.
Really, ever since I retired.
You retired. You're still here, Mayo. What the hell? You pulling a cliff?
Well, we'll talk about that later. All right. I'll start it off with the questions. Of course, chat, if you got any questions, throw them out there. We'll let Mayo answer them too.
Yeah.
Mayo, what's your earliest memory of playing with Lego?
The year was 2005. I was brought into the lounge room, which was independent of our family room, at my house 20 years ago, 2 houses ago. And that was when my brother was about to go to university. So I inherited all of his old Lego. That was a combination of bulk Lego and town and space sets from the early 90s. And so my parents, they sat me down in the lounge room and they gave me all of my brother's old Lego, and therefore my first memory was building those Ice Planet and Blacktron 2 sets.
I love that. That makes sense now why you like Blacktron, because it's one of your first Lego.
Right. Cal, you got to keep the ball rolling.
Wow, thanks. Thanks for putting me on the spot.
We should have been prepared.
Mayo, what's this about Paradisa? It's all I ever hear coming out your mouth.
It's not everything I say out of my mouth. It's just what 2 people associate with me, Johnny G and Zissou Sultan Fuss, because they both really liked it the first time I played the Paradisa theme song on my live streams, and it's got stuck in their brains ever since. And actually, I made a Lego minifigure habitat based upon Paradisa because of those 2 people.
Nice. Hey, Hobby. We saw Macro come in. Hello. We got Mr. Clever Pig come in, and I think Johnny G, he slipped under the radar. How you doing, Johnny G? All right. Heather, you got a question?
Yeah. Are you more into building by the book, or are you more into mock building, making
mocks, and more mocks? I will say loud and proud, the magic of Lego is building mocks, getting a bunch of random pieces and using your imagination to build what you can conjure up. I've had so many debates with set builders. There are some set builders who actually think building a big, complicated set has any skill. But I will stand on the hill to say it takes more skill to build a 100-piece mock than a 1,000-piece set.
I agree. I
will stand on that hill as a mock builder. That's how much
I want the next question. Come on, give it to me.
I agree with you, Mayo. Go ahead, Cal. What's your question?
Are you even a mock builder?
Yes. Almost everything I've been doing.
I wasn't in the room. I was going to get the kitty cat. I'm sorry.
Well, I got a question. I mean, I know you like to build sets too, because I watched you build a bunch. So I understand you like mocks better, but do you appreciate the set building too, though?
I appreciate set building when it's a throwback, or it's something I can put into my city. Most of the sets I buy, I have an intent of turning it into a mock or incorporating it into my city. So, like, even though I'm a fan of old Lego, #AFOL, the modulars are just too good not to put into a Lego city. And stuff that they've been doing with the vintage space lately, those are just terrific sets. The Galaxy Explorer, the Blacktron GWPs, and the Blacktron Renegade, they got something good going there. I think they could continue that series. They went from classic space to Blacktron. Next, they need to do Space Police, M-Tron, Blacktron 2, Ice Planet, and so forth.
Nice.
That's great.
You think so? They had just you got the new Is it Blacktron? They just came out with that new ship and you're building it. Is it
Yeah,
Blacktron?
the Blacktron Renegade. I finished building it. No,
I think-
I finished building that on the translation stream.
I think I was telling Cliffy this. So they came out with the figs for the series line, right? So now they give you that big ship. What's not to believe? Do you think that they're going to give us? Oh, you know what? They actually just came out with the release of some new Arctic stuff, so that kind of answers that a little bit. But like, do you think they're going to release any more into that series? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't understand the question.
like, do you think they're going to release any like Arctic or Blacktron or Mtron sets in itself?
There's
Well,
Arctic coming out.
Well, they've already done that. I literally just built what you're talking about.
No, but like more.
Yes, I think the numbers say yes because, I mean, do we really think that Lego would have invested in all of this vintage space stuff in particular? Let's just focus on space. Would they have invested in all of that if there wasn't the numbers out there on social media that says that those themes are popular? I think they will continue, and I hope that they continue the line of the big ships.
Okay. I got a question for you. We're going to take it back, but is there any obscure or underrated sets that you think deserve more love? Like,
Well,
you
to be
think
honest, I don't think anything I don't think any Lego that is obscure actually deserves more love. That's why it's obscure.
okay.
Because like someone might be tempted to say that something obscure is underrated, but I think being underrated and deserving of more love in terms of Lego can be mutually exclusive.
Fair enough.
Under the Sea.
What's up, Miss Dina, my bestie? How you doing out there?
You should put that on the screen.
I did.
Her last comment.
Oh, I didn't see that. And hello, Mayo. You got a fan base out there, Mr. Mayo.
I
Yeah.
have a question too. Do you have a favorite minifig of all time?
Yes, the original Octane worker from 1992.
Wow.
Do you happen to have one nearby?
Not nearby, but I've got some in boxes. I probably own 3 dozen overall.
Oh, nice. Of course.
Nice.
Octane.
Well, do you collect minifigures separately from sets?
Well, there are some collections of groups of figs I would like to get, but nothing that I'm going hardcore for. So, like when the Lego Batman movie came out, and they gave that hairpiece to Harley Quinn, which is the same hairpiece that they gave to N-Pop Girl from the Lego Ninjago movie CMFs, which is the same hairpiece that they gave to the Cotton Candy Cheerleader from Lego Video, which is the same hairpiece that was included in one of the Builder minifigure tower from last year. That specific hairpiece, I try to collect figures that are of it, which is why I was really glad when I met up with Johnny Jean in Melbourne. He didn't have a sig fig to trade with, but he really wanted my sig fig. So instead of him giving me a sig fig, I gave him my sig fig, and he bought me the Harley Quinn keychain. I recently found that it was lost for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that keychain up to a controlled flame, pull the chain out of it so I can get the Harley Quinn minifigure. Because even though I collected a bunch of the Lego Batman movie sets back in 2017, I didn't get one with Harley Quinn.
I don't know you, Mayo. I'm sorry.
So, do you not have the hairpiece that has the black and the red?
Yeah, that's the one for Harley Quinn.
So you do or you don't have that one yet?
The Lego Batman movie version of that hair, yes.
Okay.
Clever Pig asks, have you, while under the influence, questioned the almighty supremacy of Lego Technic?
I've never questioned it. it just exists.
Just exist. Okay. Well, that's good. Whose turn is it? Cal, you got a question?
How many conventions have you been to? Do you know the number?
Well, I've been to conventions before I was on YouTube, so probably over the past 15 years, I'd say about 15. But those weren't. But majority of those were not for lugs or influencers.
You're in a lug?
No.
Oh.
Well, speaking of conventions, when you were younger, your parents was pretty involved with taking you to conventions and supporting your Lego hobby that you did all your life.
I didn't go to many big conventions. I went to a lot of small ones, and that was because they were in a drive's reach. But I don't drive to conventions anymore. I fly to conventions.
Okay.
He's trying to come to the U.S.
He's
Which I
been
think
to the
is
U.S. He's gone to Chicago last year, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was it
he's
last
gonna
year?
come and do some more, right, Mayo?
Yeah, because I want to go. Well, because so for those who don't know, Chicago got big because of the demise of Philly Brickfest, and so all the influencers that used to go there now go to Chicago. The people that went to Philly Brickfest that weren't influencers, they started going to Brick Fair Virginia instead. The owner of the Brick Fair franchise is now going to take a foothold in the old stomping grounds of Philly Brickfest to create Brick Fair PA. And as a result, a bunch of my boys are thinking about going to there instead of Virginia. So I'm up in the arms in 2026 if I go to Virginia or if I go to PA.
I see.
Well, Virginia, you get to meet Miss Heather, possibly.
But at PA, I get to see hauling and bowling, if that's what they decide to do.
Well, in Virginia, you get to see Heather and Dina.
Look,
Heather and Dina.
how dare you compare? Oh, yes.
But hauling and bowling is the longest running Lego podcast on the internet.
Okay.
And I've watched every single episode of their podcast ever, all 500 and something episodes.
To meet Heather and Dina, Holland Balling, I don't know. Heather and Dina is probably way more.
We're so much fun.
Newfound relationships versus longevity. Speaking to someone who's been in the community for 12 years.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Maybe all we have to do is coordinate, and then like whatever year that you happen to be coming out and going to Brickfest PA,
which will be in 2026.
Then we can maybe also go there, because I did Philly Brickfest live back in 2018. It really wasn't too bad of a drive. I wouldn't mind going back up there again.
Because back then that was the Lego convention. Now Chicago is the Lego convention.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Next. Cow.
Yeah, Clever Pig. That is in Virginia, where they have the big ass spiders.
Do you collect any of them illegal magazines? You know, the ones we can't have, the full ones.
You're talking about the Lego magazines?
Yeah, the magazines that with the foil packs and the paper packs.
I don't care about those, because I don't care about collecting figs like that.
Well, move on then, Mayo. I'll talk to someone else.
No.
Cliff, do you collect? I'm kidding.
Nope. I don't.
I think the lack of availability of those in the US is the same reason why Kinder Eggs got banned.
I tell you what, I got my first one, and I got it from this guy right here. Mr. Hobby Hooligan sent me one with the Jurassic Park little aluminum pack.
What, a magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I almost
I-
thought for a second it was a Kinder egg you were talking about.
Nope, it was a Lego magazine. It came with a little foil pack with a little dino build. It was a trailer with the baby raptor in it. It was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I had
So
a Stegosaurus micro build poly bag.
nice. Heather, you got a question? You
Oh yeah. What would you say your favorite Lego theme is, Mayo? Trains?
Yeah. Some people debate whether it's a theme or not, but that's because they probably started collecting Lego after the year 2005. The train theme got absorbed into the city theme when
Oh,
in 2006 when they discontinued the 9-volt trains in 2005.
I was just about to ask, isn't it part of Lego City? But
Yeah.
you just answered
That's why some people don't know that trains was its own theme back in the 20th century.
Fair. So, but if you were to create your own Lego theme, what do you think? Would it be already something else out there, or would you create something completely new if you could make your own?
Well, I don't think there's a specific theme because I'm not attached to a specific property that hasn't already been done by Lego.
Fair.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied with the products Lego used to put out.
yeah. My question kind of goes along with that. Go ahead, Heather. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just actually going to ask him, what would that have been? Would the used to come out with? When did that happen?
Most things under the branding of Legoland and Lego System before they started giving sets their own individual themes in 2003.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's go on to building. Any building techniques or parts you're currently obsessed with?
Well, my favorite part of all time is the 1x6x5 wall panel, and this isn't necessarily a technique with those, but it's a stacking. It's a piece of stacking advice. If you ever find those in a pad box at the Pick a Brick wall at the Lego store, because they are a panel, they have the indentation. So what you want to do is you want to get enough tiles and stuff to fill the insides of those panels. And I've also gotten away with sometimes they've had the 5x6 foliage pieces. Those are rather flexible. So you can stack two on top of each other. You can bend them to fit inside of the inside of that panel. And if you sandwich two of those panels together with a 2x6 plate, you can fit even more stuff inside there, therefore maximizing the value of your pab cup. I did that technique back when Lego still had the pab cups at the Lego store, at the Woodfield Mall, at Brickworld Chicago 2023. And I got people coming up to me and saying, "Oh, wow, I didn't think about doing that."
All right.
Look at you.
There's been several times I've gone to the pad wall at the Lego store, and people looked over their shoulder and actually complimented me on my stacking techniques. Because
Man,
I'm the type of guy who will spend 2 hours stacking cups and boxes at the pad wall.
Clever Pig asks you, Mail, what is your favorite licensed theme? You have to pick one.
My favorite licensed theme would probably be SpongeBob. Because
Okay.
I grew up watching SpongeBob on TV. I own the second generation Krusty Krab. I own the Bikini Bottom Express bus. I wish I had the Gen 1 Krusty Krab. I never got the Conch Drive houses. I never got the Chum Bucket. I never got Mrs. Puff's boating school. Those are sets that I really wish I owned.
Are they pretty expensive?
I have a lot
hard
of,
to get
I have
right now?
I have a lot of nostalgia for the SpongeBob theme, and so when Mega Bloks took over the license in 2013, I was like, "Well, that's the end of an era."
Damn.
Zizu asks, Mayo, if Lego choose to use a different color than yellow for Lego minifigure skin, what should the color be?
I think they should do just what they're rolling with right now with the light nougat color.
Okay. Then we got one more question from the chat so far. J.G. Jacobson, or G. Jacobson 76. Is there any parts you wish Lego would make?
As in parts I wish they would bring back, or pieces that I think would be a creative use that they've never done before.
I guess some that they've already made that you wish they would. Is there any parts you wish Lego would make? So, like, is there any part out there you wish they would make to make your building life funner or easier? I'm assuming.
Well, if we're going to go on the assumption that Lego's never made the piece before, what I want them to do is I'm looking over. I'd probably, a few years ago, I would have said the 1x6 I would have said the 1x6x6, the double door piece. I would have wanted that, but now since they made that, I'll probably say I want them to make, instead of a 1x6x5 wall panel, I'd want them to make a 1x8x5 wall panel, because some people, when you use the base plates, 8 is a multiplication of 32. 6 isn't. So if they had a 1x8x5 version of that to go along with their standard 1x6x5 version of that, that would add a lot more flexibility to the modulars, and I think mock builders would really appreciate that size of window.
I got one more question from Zizu. Will Mayo buy Pokemon Lego? If so, which Pokemon?
I have no interest in Pokemon, so no.
No.
And also, on the topic of Pokemon, for everyone saying that they're super excited for the Lego Pokemon sets, if you haven't already bought the Mega Brands Pokemon sets, then you are rightfully an apologist or a purist.
Okay, but that's my question to you next. Are you a purist?
Hell no.
Okay, so are you getting these?
I don't know.
These are the Mega.
I said I have no interest in Pokemon.
Oh, well, why am I talking to you?
So, is there something out there that somebody that does? Is there something you want people to know that does not know about you? That makes sense.
Can I say no?
No.
Yep. Yeah, perfectly.
I think I'm comfortable with all the good things I've ever said on social media.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
That's fair.
Fair.
We're recording you or anything.
I digest. It's somebody else's turn
now. Have you ever rebuilt a set, like an old set, using modern pieces, or like because you couldn't find the set or have the set as a child?
Technically yes, because there are vintage sets from the 80s and the 90s that I look online and in print media and see how good they would look in my Lego city, or how good they would look in my castle area, or how good they would look in my interplanetary space base. And I think, hey, that's a cool design, but I don't have the actual set. So I use modern pieces to make a hybrid build, make something that looks old but uses new parts. So I call that hybrid building, and over 70% of the mocks I've ever done is by that method of hybrid building. Like what I'm doing what I've done recently with the Lego Classic Space Star Wars crossovers mocks. That's because there are a bunch of space robots that I wish I had, but I don't. And also, Star Wars gets views. You know, I'm a sellout.
Fair.
There's another question in the chat. Big Nate, for Mail, what is it like building Lego set upside down?
I don't know what that means.
Have you ever tried that before?
In Australia. I guess he's
Just
being
because you're down
funny.
over there, you know.
It wasn't that
you
funny
know.
then.
I wonder how that would be to build Lego upside down.
Mayo, I'm disappointed. For being a geography major, you did not get that joke.
Yes, I understand, but I don't need to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well.
All right.
Because I don't because like no one down under ever says you guys are right side up. That's a one way joke.
Do y'all talk about digging to the U.S. as much as we talk about digging to China?
No, because we're comfortable in our own country for the most part.
All right. We're going to move on from this. We're moving on.
Okay. We're making
What's the longest amount of time you've spent building one set or mock?
Well, I've done in terms of sets, overarching.
Oh, okay.
Overarching from 24-hour streams, probably 28 hours on building a set, and technically I've been on again, off again, working on a mock for the past eight years.
All right.
Dang, that's a long
quick,
time.
I missed Zizi's question. Mayo, what is your favorite knight faction? Don't say Crusader Knights.
Yes, the Crusaders aren't my favorite. It's by far the Forestmen. Nice. And I'll talk about it. So, Lego really didn't know what they were doing with their knights from the Yellow Castle era, 1978 to 1983. They didn't know what they were doing, so they came up with some random logos, and in print media years later, they retroactively came up with lore for them. But 1984, when they came out with the molded horses for the Grey Castle era, they had the Crusaders and the Black Falcons. Then 3 years later, they came out with the Forestmen to look a lot like Robin Hood. And the way they built those fortresses in the trees was just such an ingenious idea, which they then used for the Dark Forest 10 years later. And I just really like that technique of building a fortress inside of a tree.
Same, which is why I have the Lego Treehouse from 2015. Is that when that one came out?
I think that was 2018.
Okay.
Nice. Cal, you got a question? You want me to go?
Who are you and why are you here? I'm kidding. No. Are you enjoying your journey here on YouTube? Are you as far as you thought you were? What did line?
Well, I'll be honest. When Copper struck down YouTube in February of 2020, I was on hiatus, and I had no plans of coming back because I was just about to start university, and so I deleted all of my old videos that I made when I was in middle school because I wasn't proud of them anymore. So I just deleted them from my channel, and then I got bored in August of 2020 enough to see what other people who I was subscribed to, the ways that they were dealing with Copper. So I copied their video formats and I conjured up a way that I wouldn't get my stuff flagged as made for kids, and it's snowballed ever since then over the past 4.5 years.
Gotcha. So yes, you're happy where you're at.
Yeah, because just to put it into perspective, for the first 7 years of my channel, I earned 1/11 of the subscribers that I've earned over the past 5 years of my channel.
1/11? That's too much math for me.
What is your take on Lego YouTubers and AFOL creators?
Yeah. What you think?
My number one take is you do everything for the views. I had this conversation with someone I did a one-on-one hangout with a few Friday nights ago, and we were talking about how it's so annoying when people say they don't do anything for the views. Well, if you don't, particularly a YouTube video, if you don't make it for the views, why is it public? Why isn't it privated or unlisted if you claim that you don't do it for the views?
Well, I would go to say that I do YouTube not for the views. I can care less about the views. I do it for hang out with you guys and make it for my friends. Let them watch what I'm doing in my Lego hobby. I do nothing for numbers. I
I could see that
I'll
too.
fight that to the grave. I don't care about the views. I don't care if nobody comes and watches my videos. I don't care if nobody comes to my live streams and watches it. I mean, I do. I appreciate them for being here because they want to take part in what I'm showing them or trying to show them. I'm just saying, I won't do nothing for views.
Yeah, but there's a philosophy behind that people don't understand. You always have a base friendship group, and that's your core audience. But when people actively shout from the rooftops, they're chasing clout or they're doing something for the views, they're not talking to their friends. They're talking to the billionth person on the internet who was born 5 years ago, who doesn't know who you are. They are just getting into elementary school, and their parents bought them an iPhone because they are the Netflix and chill generation. That's the type of person people want to get subscribe to their content when they say they do stuff for the views. And that's why brain rot content like Skibbity Toilet and Coco Melon is so successful, is because that's attractive to a young audience, i.e. kids, even though YouTube doesn't want that, which is why they violated COPPA, which is why every social media company in their terms of service has to say not for under 13 years old, even though secretly they don't care because they don't want to police it, and it's too difficult to police that.
Cliff, how many of your friends are on TikTok? I got friends on TikTok. I mean, I don't know why that's even relevant, but whatever.
I've never used TikTok, and I don't need to.
Heck of a drug.
TikTok is fun.
TikTok is on that brain rot that he was just talking about.
Yeah, it's brain rot. Have you ever been already? We already asked that. I think I just asked that question, so it's somebody else's.
Well, what's
Chat, do you have any questions for Mayo?
I saw some questions by Johnny a while ago.
Did I miss some?
Yeah, I think you missed it a bunch. There were people going bananas in the comments asking me stuff about Brigzar and Paradisa and stuff.
You seem to know a lot about Brigzar.
Well,
because when I did my hangout interview with Cliff on Friday, I was talking about the family tree of my Lego YouTube, of my YouTube connections, and I call it a tree because out of everyone I associate with on Lego YouTube, if everyone is a part of a tree, Brigzar is the trunk, and Cliff is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, tree branches.
I think that's a fat joke. I don't know about you.
No, because of all the people who I wouldn't know if it wasn't for shows like Clicken Bricken.
Well, I appreciate that. Questions for Mayo. There's a Johnny G's question. His top 5 Jabbo videos and Mayo's favorite Lego memories.
It's Frozen.
Marco?
Did he say it's Frozen?
Is Mayo Frozen?
Uh-oh.
I'm not Frozen.
I'm not Frozen. I see.
The screen just blanked out on me.
Oh, there you are. Okay. He's back, y'all. He's back.
I don't know what the hell happened there.
It's all good, buddy. We were kind of wondering.
He just said dance monkeys, and then
Johnny G, I think, asked your top 5 Jabbo videos, and what was your best memory of Lego as a child?
Well, my best memory was actually we rented a houseboat for a week, and that was when my parents gave me a whole red tub of more of my older brother's bulk Lego, and that's how I got the rare 50x50 base plate. I used that bulk Lego to build stuff on that 50x50 base plate for about 4 days out of that 1 week rental on that houseboat. That is by far the best memory from my Lego childhood.
Build Lego on a houseboat.
What was the other question? Because there was 2 in there.
Yes, for your top 5 Jabbo videos.
Okay. So top 5 Jabbo videos. Okay. Well, one would have to be the first time he read one of my pieces of fan mail. 2 would be the second time he read another one of my pieces of fan mail. 3 was when he answered my bat question about his top sets from the 2000s. 4 would be his video about the top 10 moments in the history of his channel, and 5 could be a toss-up between a lot of things. Honestly, it probably wouldn't be on the Briggsard channel. It would be on his Jabbo37 channel when he was with his son, They Might Be Bricks, and they did an unboxing of the Vsauce Curiosity box that had the 3D poster, the gyroscope, the ultraviolet something, and they were laughing their ass off, and I was laughing with them.
Desi, we're not going to talk about none of that. Haley asked, what is your favorite Lego set or top 5?
Yeah. No. My favorite set is the Metro Liner. That is my answer.
Metro Liner.
All right.
No, top. That's 1. Well, I guess you said or top 5. Fine, man. What are the other 4?
I don't.
Oh, okay, right here. All right.
I think I can think of a top 5 right now. All I know is that the Metro Liner is my favorite.
All right, Clever Peg asks, Mel, do you have a special plans for 1K subscribers?
Yeah, I have lots of plans. I just need to. I've said I'm going to do so many things for 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to do a 24-hour stream. I'm going to build the Andre's Mansion Lego Friends set. And there's a bunch of other things that some people might have to remind me about.
Okay. Speaking of subscribers, his links are in the description. If you ain't subscribed, go subscribe if you want.
I need 22 more subscribers for 1,000.
Let's get him to 22.
And speaking of 24 hours, if you had 24 hours and unlimited bricks, what would you build?
I would build a bunch of British Railways era steam engines on a layout that includes the main terminus stations for the big 4 railways of England from 1923 to 1948.
Nice.
Because when I was at Bricktastic, there was one of the Lego train clubs that made about 6 dozen replicas of British Railways steam and diesel engines, and I was walking around that table and said, "Yep, that's a class whatever. That's a class whatever. That's a class whatever. That's a class whatever. That's a class whatever." I want to do that kind of stuff too.
Nice.
You will, one day.
Haley said, I think you already answered it, but she asked favorite Lego YouTuber. I'm assuming it's Jabbo.
Yeah.
Me.
Because he is like a god to me.
A god to you, wow. They
Shit.
said Zizu suggested that when you reach 1,000 subs, you should adopt a cat and name it Little Jabbo.
Not gonna happen.
Well, that's an idea, though.
No.
You're not allowed to have cats.
Hey, you not like cats? Hey, look, I don't like cats. I'm coming around a cat. You see me come up with a cat?
Hey,
No, I don't want to have to take care of pets.
it takes away from Lego money.
Exactly.
I don't know, the joy of a fuzzy little warm body that just loves you is pretty awesome.
Well, I get all fuzzy and warm when I'm alone doing my own thing, enjoying Lego
Oh, phew.
and
You just-
gaming.
Fair.
Talk to me. You
Fair.
talk to me in English.
That is fair. I do concur.
Honestly, I prefer to be on my own majority of the day because I'm in control of whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm saying out loud, and I don't have to associate with anyone that wants to invade my privacy.
So you're never gonna have kids either, then I would assume.
Well, unless I have like an early midlife crisis.
Well, there you go. So,
He
Mel,
says, these Legos are my Legos.
do you remember the 3 questions?
Yes, absolutely. And I always ask my guests that whenever I do streams.
Good job, Cliffy.
Well,
What are they?
What are they?
How was your week gone? Did you buy any Lego recently? And how is your social media or Lego collection going?
Well, all right. So, Mel, how's your week been?
Well, the week's only just started because I'm in the future. So it's May the 4th be with you. For you guys, it's Revenge of the 5th for me. My week's got off to a great start because Oscar Piastri won the Formula One Grand Prix in Miami.
Did you buy any Lego this week?
As of 11 hours and 17 minutes ago, no.
Okay. You got anything you want to shout out on your social media platforms?
Well, I'm at 345 followers right now on Instagram. I think we can get to 350 there soon. I posted a picture of my Lego Star Wars minifigure habitat based on the escape pod that I did for May the 4th be with you. So if you're following me on Instagram, you've already seen those pictures. But if you haven't and you want to see those pictures, there might be a link for my Instagram in the description.
So your social media, you have a bunch of it. You go to his channel, you look at his description. He's got X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You got Instagram. Of course, how many YouTube channels you got? You got a train one, right?
Yeah. So I've got my main one, my train one, and Excavator Digger TV. Those are the channels I actively upload videos on. And then, so the only reason I created my sports channel is because I wanted to separate the sports videos I watch away on the YouTube algorithm from the Lego videos I watch. That's the same reason I created my train channel, was to separate all of the train videos I watch from on the YouTube algorithm away from my Lego videos.
That makes sense. I can't nothing to say about that.
Now, next question: are all 12 of your accounts subscribed to me?
I don't know. I'd have to go and double check.
Are you subscribed to your own channel on YouTube
No.
from all those? Okay.
No, because that's cheating, and YouTube has a way of detecting stuff like that because they track your
Probably your IP address.
IP, yeah.
they track your IP address.
Well, that's good. We got about 9 minutes left of this 1 hour of interviewing Mayo, and
Do you want to play a game?
do you want to play a game? So we're going to look at something real quick, and it's called Rapid Fire. I'm going to do this. It looks fun. I have 4 questions. I'm going to ask them real quick, and you got to answer the first thing that pops in your head. You ready?
Let's go.
Okay, and that's all surrounded by Lego. So I mean, ain't nothing. Studs or tiles?
Studs.
Classic space or pirates?
Classic space.
Build or sort?
Build.
Display or play?
Play.
Yeah.
New sets or vintage sets?
Vintage.
Nice.
You can get that one out your mouth.
There you go. Mayo, if Fun Home made Thomas engine sets, would you buy Fun Home?
Probably not, because I don't have an interest in ever buying a Thomas the Tank Engine brick set. I'd prefer to make my own mocks of the actual locomotive that the actual engines is based on, because Thomas is based on a London Brighton South Coast Railway E2, and that was in the LBSC Umber, and then in the British Railways era, it was in a BR black. So I wouldn't want the Northwestern Railway blue Thomas with his face. I would want something that was in the LBSC Umber or the BR black livery of an LBS scene E2.
Yeah, that would be much prettier.
Over something modelled on Thomas the Tank Engine.
Big Nate asks, Mounds or Almond Joy?
I don't know what that means.
That's the name of a candy bar.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay, almond joy. You got a little almond nut and like on top of a coconut.
I'm allergic to nuts, and I don't know what mounds are.
So
And
Mounds
they're
are pretty
definitely
separate. Mounds don't have the almond.
So he would go for mound.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
know. I think I know what almond joy is. I don't know what mounds are.
Now,
Ketchup or mayo?
Oh, Mayo, it's the same candy bar, but Mounds don't have the almonds in it, but everything else. So they call it Mounds or Almond Joy.
I don't think I've heard of that. I don't think I've heard of that candy before.
for those who do like the almond joys, though, pop them in the freezer for a little while. That way they're nice and chilled, a little bit hard, you know.
You had a light just flash.
Yeah, it's my messages. Quit texting.
Yeah. Well, I'll kind of flip the question back. Almond joy or peanut brittle?
Freaking peanut brittle, bro. I love my almond joys, but I grew up on peanut brittle.
Good night, Will. Thank you for hanging by.
Night,
So
Will.
Peg asks if you're a hot dog man or a hamburger man.
Technically, I'm a hot dog man because in terms of burgers, I prefer chicken burgers.
I
And
love
by
bacon.
definition, a chicken burger is not a hamburger.
There's chicken. So do they call them churgers?
In North America, you'd call it a chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Dang, I feel stupid. Chick-fil-A
Which is why I really enjoyed the spicy crispy chicken sandwich from Popeyes and the spicy crispy chicken whatever it's called sandwich from Chick-fil-A when I was at Brick Road, Chicago.
So
Okay. Wings or flat?
I don't eat that product.
You don't eat chicken wings? Okay.
No, I prefer
Chicken nuggets or chicken tenders?
I prefer the nuggets, but I would rather eat something in the shape of popcorn chicken or chicken strips.
There you go.
Gotcha.
My daughter loves chicken strips. That's all she eats.
Because I'll elaborate on that. So, Australian KFC is much different from American KFC because Australian KFC took a lot of influence from American Chick-fil-A. And so we have like 4 or 5 signature burgers at our KFCs. They do, instead of a chicken patty, they do what's called a double tender burger that takes 2 fried chicken tenders and puts it inside. That is my go-to chicken burger at KFC. And they also do that same. They also do that same chicken product in a combo meal, which I also sometimes eat. But my favorite thing, absolutely, from KFC is popcorn chicken. And fortunately, there are store-bought versions of chicken pops that I eat a lot.
What is your favorite sauce to dip them in?
Just sauce.
Mayo.
Weirdo.
Zuzu thinks the correct answer should have been dino nuggets as the
Yeah,
correct
yeah.
shape of chicken.
Dino nuggets.
I think I prefer the horseshoes.
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 No, so not the horseshoes. The boot shape of nuggets.
Oh, okay. I think I understand what that one is. Yeah,
Well, guys, we do appreciate Mayo coming on.
I eat all chicken nuggets.
Cal, you can be going live Tuesday night.
Heck yeah.
Gotta finish our.
I'm building a dam.
Ooh.
I gotta give
What's
this
that?
guy.
What's that sound effect that you guys use? Damn, son.
Damn, son. You just got hit. Oh, that's Cliffy's favorite one. I'm surprised they didn't use it tonight.
Well, good night. My question. Well, I didn't hear Panda. I didn't see you type a question. Oh, ABS or polycarbonate?
Carbonate.
I'm not sure what polycarbonate is. I think a more appropriate question for my stuff would be ABS or cellulose acetate.
Okay. I'll be going live Wednesday.
Ew.
I'll be going live Wednesday night to finish up the Batmobile. Check out TMC on Facebook. The links to TMC, I think, YouTube channels in the description.
Yeah, check us up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. The Minifig Club.
Use MooCow something or other. Was it MooCow 25?
Wow, you get 25% off your first monthly bundle. We'll teach you. It's okay.
It's pretty sad. He's on here. He needs to do it, but he won't do it.
He's waiting for a break. A
Mail,
pause.
give us a shout out. When are you going to be live again?
We're live every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is the most important time zone in the world for the Lego Transocean stream. It's normally about a 2-hour show. I do it with a combination of co-hosts, including JDP Builds, Never Too Old for Lego, Carsten's Bricks, Silent Mode, and a bunch of their other friends.
Next week, 8 p.m. Don't forget, Thursday morning, we got coffee time on Cal's channel, of course.
Yeah.
Next week, it's topic night, and I think we're going to do a Ninjago part 2, ain't we?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're going to
unless I'm in that chat, which we have to do the Belleville.
We're going to do Ninjago part 2.
Look, dude, Cliffy has final say. I don't know what to tell you.
It's been a theme. It's been a theme lately.
Yeah, it's been a thing. We'll do Belleville sometime, I promise. Them dolls are creepy.
They
Crap.
Bye, guys.
Butter.
We do appreciate each and every one of you in chat. We want to thank Mayo for coming on, hanging out with us. It's been fun. And
It has. Thank you, Mayo.
Thank you, Mayo. You got
now
any last words?
I'll qualify for the Clicken Bricken reunion.
There you go.
That you will.
All right, guys. Cal.
Good night,
Moo.
guys.
All right. Remember, keep clicking and bricking. Ta-ta.